What's up, boys? It's the Duel Factory and Bango once again. In today's video, as you're seeing, we have another match for you. On the left-hand side is John. He'll be playing Nekroz. The right-hand side is myself, and I'll be playing Salamangreat, Salamangreat, Salad Bowl, whatever the hell you want to call it. We've had like 13 different names for it. But in the start of game one, in our dice roll,
believe you win.
Well, hold on. Let's wait here just a second, because I can't remember if I won or if you won the dice roll. But judging, I'm gonna say I won. And
so you're going first, so, I mean...
Ideally, you want to end with one of the trap cards. You want to end on, like, Mirage Style or Night Wolf. Judging by my hand, if I'm starting with Spinny, I'm pretty sure I have Gazelle in hand, so I go off starting the regular Salamangreat combos, which Balinks, and then I reveal Gazelle, and I always do Gazelle's Chain Link 2 to mask the Balinks. So that way, you get the search for the field spell, what's actually really integral for a lot of the combos. And then from here... you get the field spell, and then my Gazelle will go off on a separate chain link. That's important to note. So from there, I send the counter trap card, because I think the counter trap card's better blind going first. But if you already have the counter trap card, then I always search Rage. But I actually like Rage a lot better, so I might start sending Rage first. But
yeah, non-targeting, destroying 2 cards is pretty good.
Yeah, non-targeting and like Infernity Barrier is broken. But using the Spinning Graveyard, we go into Mirage Style. And then from the Raw Style, you just get any level 4 out of your deck. I can't remember if I had Fall in hand or not, but I know you always get Jaguar first. If you have an awkward hand, sometimes you have to go for the Falcon. But in this case, we didn't have an awkward hand, so we just went ahead and went straight Jaguar. And then...
So what happens with the combo if you draw a Jaguar?
You just summon a different level 4, a different Salamangreat. A lot of the cases, sometimes if you don't have Gazelle already, you'll summon Gazelle. Falcon for the play to reset, especially if you open like Salamangreat Circle, sometimes I'll go for Falcon. And you can just so on and so forth. It honestly just depends on your hand. But here's where the field spell comes in. Just being able to link summon with a monster using the whole materials, it's insane. And then saying there, that's what gets the roar back to my hand, and then use the Jaguar to add the Gazelle back so I have a follow-up play. And then from here, I'm almost positive I also had Rage also to begin with. So I think I end up setting 3 to end my turn, but be able to verify here in just a second.
Yeah, I notice a lot of people, when they do Balinks and a Gazelle combo to block the chain, some people forget to drop the trap card or like the missing piece of their combo. They just forget to
I do that. I do that frequently whenever testing. I'm guilty of that. I'm also guilty of not resolving my Stalio effect to bounce. That's one thing that people need to remember.
So, I mean, I'm not feeling good going into this because your 2 sets, I mean, you only play like three back row. It's either Called by the Grave, and I think in this build you were playing Impermanence, and then you got Roar and Rage. So, I'm pretty afraid. I was hoping you would negate that, to be fair.
Which I had Ash Blossom in hand, so I didn't even have to use the counter trap card, so that just makes your situation even more dire.
Yeah, so I got 5 cards to play through. A negate and probably a pop, but if that's Called by the Grave, Nekroz doesn't do well against Called by the Grave.
And once you hit Brio, game's over.
Yeah, it's rough.
So here's a card that I've seen a lot of people cutting from the Nekroz list, which I think is insane.
You got to have a strong normal summon. The logic behind cutting it for a lot of people is, you know, you want to normal summon Zaborg, but you know Zaborg's about as searchable as Manju, as in it's not.
So. I think it's even more broken now, though, because you have access to Benton, but you're not playing Benton in this build, are you?
I can't remember which version of the deck this was.
Well, this is either the disrespectful version with Zaborg or the disrespectful version with Vanity's Ruler, but I remember getting Zaborg in this matchup, so I think it's that build.
Alright, so you're letting Brio resolve, which is a bold move.
Well, at this point, I mean, the only thing you really want to stop is the ritual spells. And then any monster...
I already normal summon Manju, so I have no... Like, I'm not going to get Dance Princess on the field.
One of the cool things is about Salamangreats is when you actually set up your plays, especially with the kind of hand that I opened, it forces your opponent to be the aggressor, and that's where your power trap cards and stuff like that come into play. Like, when your opponent's forced to be able to push through your board, that's where your Roar becomes really good. When they're forced to put multiple monsters on the board to be able to deal with your established ones already, that's where Rage really shines. If I had thought about it, I would have made Heatleo, but at the same time, I also guess in my combo string kind of a misplay. I should have turned the Jaguar into another Balinks to keep my cards live, because I don't know if your main deck in Kaijus, because I think it was the tail end of 2015 or tail end of 2016. There was a really cool build of Nekroz going around.
Yeah.
That was playing the Kaijus,
Yeah,
and then they just Kaiju and kill you.
There was a list. I think it was at the beginning of 2017 where Botang topped a regional with like Kaiju Slumber and the Kaiju package, and they had Trish and Blathnir. It was cool, but I mean,
that man was a legendary. That's all there is to it.
So right now I'm just struggling because I know you're going to negate at least one ritual spell, so I'm either holding Kaleidoscope or...
Yeah, you searched Mirror in this case with Candle, so I can probably make the read that either you're trying to remove cards from my board or you already have a second ritual spell in hand, so you gotta be careful with that one. And the cool thing is here is, like, since my board's already established, Unicorn doesn't do a lot, so I don't really have to worry about Kaleidoscope.
Yeah, I just know I was trying to chain block Trish with Shrit just so I could actually like get something, but it was so hard playing into unknown back row. So if you got the impermanence, it doesn't matter.
I believe I had Valor.
See,
that's why I let it ride.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm just like, what the heck do I even do?
Yeah, and this is where the sad part is, because you can telegraph that I have Rage set. Even though I sent Roar off of it, but like, it's just so powerful. Non-targeting Fire Lake is insane.
Yeah, and it's not relevant in this matchup, but you can pop Spell and Trap, which is just nuts.
Yeah, also, notes, main deck Fantasticals don't do anything this matchup either. But I don't think I drew one in the game one, so I think I got pretty lucky on that one. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, this was my previous build, so this one doesn't have main deck Fantasticals. It was Ash, Valors, and Impermanence.
Yeah.
Just one for negations. They're really good in the mirror match.
Yeah, so right now I'm dragging my feet and entering battle phase to just attack something and then waste my own time. Because at this point, I knew the game was over, but there was plenty of time on the clock, so just try to do something, establish anything.
I think that's one of the mistakes that people make, especially in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh's game one, and they'll scoop prematurely and just not get more information out of their opponent.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not scooping turn one and they already know what I'm playing, like I'll take a few minutes to check out their build, see what other cards they're playing, because you know, not everyone's playing Valor, not everyone's playing Impermanence. It just gets a little bit more information.
It's the only thing in this game that's free. And then here you go into a Valk play, which you're trying to push through my board at this point.
Yeah, I just want to attack if I can, and then maybe draw a few more cards. But
I can't remember if you have Gungnir or not.
I don't. I didn't have much.
I'm saying at this point there's two established monsters, and I think we had entered a battle phase where he was thinking of what he wanted to do.
Yeah, this is battle phase right here. I'm just like, because if I don't kill Stalio, that's a free out to anything.
Yes, I mean,
and then you have Ash Engrave, so if I leave just one monster on the board, you can either bounce it or make it 0 with Heatleo or.
With Heatleo, then go into Fusion of Fire.
Yeah, so I know I'm basically dead, but yeah.
And see, this is where the Rage comes in.
The double pop with the Rage, and then scoop it up.
Yep, so now we're going in siding for game 2. I don't think I actually have much in my side deck for this matchup, because it's such an awkward one, to be perfectly honest, because a lot of the stuff that you side anyway is generically decent against Nekros to begin with.
Yeah, and we're not building these decks strictly because I know you're playing Salamangreat. Like when we go into it, this is what we would take into a regional or any OTS. So that's how we try to play. You're not really siding for the Nekroz matchup.
No, I would never side for the Nekroz match. As much as I play against it, it so seems. I would never side for the Nekroz match, especially unless they just got like some broken support that no one's ever heard of and it just makes it insane again.
Yeah, it's that trap card we were talking about.
Yeah, the make-believe trap card.
Tribute from your deck, man.
I'll tell you one card that's actually really good against your deck, but it's not good in general right now, is Lancia, and I thought about playing it. But Evenly Match isn't as popular now, so I don't think there's really a reason.
Some people are still playing Lancia for what, Thunder Dragon, like the Danger.
You can, but like the new build of it is just...
It's just like, it seems mediocre.
It is. Because like, it's cool. I guess you can turn off their extra, but like you have to shotgun it, and like, you shotgun it, the card's still in their hands, like... There's just so many things going against
Lancia. Yeah.
But right now, like, it was better a couple formats ago, but like...
Yeah, back when pure Thunder Dragon, or like Fairy Tale Snow Thunder Dragon.
Yeah, but now you have Salamangreat, you have the new build of Thunder Dragon, which honestly doesn't really vanish. Like, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
The only time it vanishes is when you summon the baby Chaos Dragons, which I guess turns you off from their Guard Dragon component, but you just end up going into
there's just better cards to play.
And I always seem to have Ashbury Extravagance. It's by far my favorite thing about this.
Revealing the worst one to draw.
The Turnip.
The Turnip loves being in my hand. Like, I don't know what it is.
It's kind of like how, what was the card that was glued to my hand for the long... Oh, the White Dragon.
Yeah.
In Crusadian. I draw the white one, but I couldn't draw the black one. What was it? We did that one time in Dueling Book. I had like glued to my hand like 5 games in a row.
Yep.
It was so infuriating. But I think this time we talked about you establishing Unicorn having Valk in hand and how it's really hard to deal with. Yeah,
but I remember this specifically because I think I end with 4 incantations and just nothing to do with them. If I'm not, like, I summon Unicorn and then have 4 bodies on board.
I mean, they look cute.
I wanted to get Valk out, but I just didn't have another ritual spell. If I didn't draw the Turnip, I would have been fine, but...
I can only imagine how much more consistent your deck would be if we had 2 Unicorn.
Yeah, just being able to get that card back from the grave.
So scary to think about.
Like, the skill drain effect is why, like, it's great, but missing out on the recursion is what hurts.
I'm saying, yeah, because there's the Bookstone, Turnip, Pencil, and then, yeah, you added back Bria, so I had a follow-up play.
Yeah, because, I mean, the card was just dead in my hand either way, so I might as well get something I could use next turn.
No, I remember this. You do end on a Unicorn.
Yep.
But you had the 4 incantations.
Yeah, I just didn't have another... I think I had another ritual spell, but I didn't have a monster to summon. I didn't have a way... Yeah, I have Gungnir in hand. That's what I started with. And I could either search Valk or a ritual spell, but I couldn't get both. So I think I just opt for Trish or some sort of protection.
Targeting protection is, I think, what you went for.
Yeah, for Stalio.
Yeah, because there's the Trish.
What was it? I had Unicorn, Vanity's Ruler on the field.
Yeah, the other night. That was...
Impermanence and the Stalio and then Trish. Oh, man, that was great. That board is scary.
Disrespectful is the more correct term for that, but I digress.
That board is scary, man.
Let's see, I had Impermanence here. And this is
I
where...
think you had the double Impermanence, or is that not this game?
I had not 1, but 2.
I was like, he had it. There's nothing I could do about it.
But unfortunately, he has too many monsters for me to deal with, I think. But we do put our best effort forward, because I had spinning. I don't remember if I got 6 of the Gazelle or not, though.
Well, we're about to find out. No, it doesn't look like it.
I think I had to do a really weird in and around play. Oh, no, this is where one of the extenders comes in. Because I forgot, I had Psychic Wielder in hand.
You still playing that?
No, I cut it since then, but here it was really, really good. Just because, like, it just gave me access to Stalio.
The level 6 tuner, or
level 3 tour,
the level 6 synchro, like going into Brio doesn't come up that often.
No, it doesn't come up often enough. And just the play where you go Borreload into Update Jammer, Borreload, take 2 monsters is just more relevant than going into Brio. Because you can make that play, which is any Cyberses in your deck, whereas the Brio you specifically have to draw into Wheeler because it's your only tuner. You could do it with Ash Blossom too, but there's just better cards.
Can you do it under Colossus?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to make under Colossus.
Yeah, I haven't played this deck against Thunder Dragon. Does it struggle against, like, 2 Colossus? Like, what do you do?
I mean, you don't necessarily do searching in the traditional means. Everything you do, it's send to the graveyard and add back to hand.
Yeah, it's like...
The problem is getting the Colossuses off the board. That's the issue.
Which is where the Borreload comes in. Yeah,
because you just go Borreload with Update Jammer, take both of them, and just floodgate your opponent and kill them the following turn.
Right. Why is Borreload a Cybers, but Borrelsword's a dragon?
No, they're both dragon.
Oh, they are?
They can both be summoned by Red
I thought Update Jammer only applied to Cybers monsters.
No, Update Jammer can only be made with Cybers monsters.
Okay. Level 2 and up, right?
Yep. But... at this point, this is where Stalio not being able to summon the monster in attack position is actually really sad. Because I could have cleared a lot of those monsters and been able to push a lot harder, but...
Yeah, like you're forced to bounce the Unicorn, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, no, this is where paying attention to your card effects actually comes up, because I 100% forget to do my Stalio effect. But then we sat there for a minute or two talking about it, and it might not have been correct to bounce Unicorn anyway, because you could just get back any card you wanted.
Yeah.
Especially since it's a tradition in your graveyard, and you already have the Brio back.
Oh, no, I was playing Megazaborg here.
Yeah, no, because it's super disrespectful, because you take the last 8 cards out of my extra deck.
Yeah, but you cleared I mean, I guess you only had 8 cards in your extra deck, so it didn't matter. But you
they were all going.
You cleared all the dark monsters.
I was never getting them back. And this is where it sucks a little bit, too, because I was forced to use my Gazelle.
And that's kind of why I went away from Zaborg, because like it's fantastic. Like, take half the extra deck, get 3 searches. But after turn 1, it's a mediocre draw.
It's also not very good when you have no incantations. Yeah. Like, it's just awful.
You draw two Zaborgs, a Nekroz card, 2 Nekroz cards, and a ritual spell. Like,
it sits in your hand and looks pretty, and that's it.
It's all ultra. It doesn't even look pretty.
Sad reacts only in the chat, boys. Sad reacts only in the chat.
Yeah, I think you're just trying to get as much damage or like bodies on the field.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, because I have Rage in the graveyard, and I'm trying to be able to make Heat Leo without using the Sanctuary just yet, or make Sunlight Well without using the Sanctuary, so I can go into it. See, I remember at this point what I just elected to do is because I had the Gazelle in hand, and then I remember I already used Gazelle this turn, so that was an illegal play right there, but we stopped it before it happened, so it's good. Oh wait, no, there's Jaguar, and then I realized, there you go. So what I elected to do at this point is, knowing that I had Rage in graveyard, I clear the 2 monsters, specifically the light ones, so that way, even if he does have Zaborg, because I wasn't paying attention to my extra deck count at this point, but I know I had went through quite a few. But I clear the Pencil Plume, and I clear the Candle. And then what ends up happening is I go into Heat Leo, then use the Sanctuary to make a second Heat Leo, and then I set Rage and pass, so that way even if he does mount some sort of a comeback, which I don't think was likely, but it was still a possibility, I would have a way to clear 3 monsters.
Yeah, clearing the Candle, not only for Zaborg was annoying, but I know I had access to Cycle, and you kill the Unicorn, I believe, so it was just a little frustrating, but that's because you actually know what you're doing.
On some occasion. Other times it looked really stupid because I'm not paying attention to my card effects. It happens though when you're testing. And I'd rather it happening in testing than an actual event.
You're making a Heatley. Yep. So.
Yep, and then we reincarnate Link Shoken. Make the Heat Leo, and like I said, end on Rage. And then I can't remember if that other card is called by the grave or not, but the only card he blows me out with at this point is Twin Twister.
Which I've thought about playing in the side, but obviously I wouldn't have sided it in.
See, and then here's a Zaborg. Especially, yeah, I remember. It is called by the grave, because you end up sending this and you try popping my Heat Leo, but I had a way to protect it. Which also let me keep my Balinks.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to bait all the Balinks, and I just sent more to your grave.
Yeah, essentially.
So it just turns into this awkward grind game where you don't have any resources, but I'm almost dead.
Yeah, it's usually at this point, usually when you get Zaborged, you should probably scoop. But the problem is when he did it, I wasn't in a position to scoop and go to the following game because I was still in a winning position.
Yeah.
So that's where kind of like gameplay decision comes in at that point. Because like I could have and save more time for game 3, but like, why would I do that when I'm up a game and I'm the aggressor? And yeah, we call by the grave the nest, so I get to keep the Rage live. But I think what ends up happening is I just don't draw any monsters go with it, so I'm pretty sure I'm not able to kill you this game too.
I think I banished two Heralds off in Extravagance, which is pretty upsetting.
Yeah, and then you have to send the Toads.
Yeah, I'm just sending my water extra deck monsters to add them back because I didn't want to play into Called by the Grave on Brio because that would have really messed up my turn. So I didn't want to use that first. So I just add back the Trish and
then there's that good old Banished Nist.
So your last card is Rage, right?
Yeah, the last card set's Raged. And I have 0 monsters in the extra deck at this point, but I have a couple cards in hand. But like I said, none of them are monsters. And that was like the worst part of this whole matchup.
Yeah, so I have Trish in hand. Can't use my ritual spells because Unicorn's still on the field, awkwardly.
Yeah, because I didn't pop it.
This scenario is really frustrating to me because Helio's 23 and Brio and Unicorn are both 23.
Yeah, so they can't run it over.
I can't bait the Baylings.
If you would have been able to summon Brio, I think it would have forced a lot of things.
Man, it's a missed turn player priority.
Turn player priority would have been insane.
Yeah,
I get turn player priority on my ignition effects.
Summon Brio, bounce too.
Yeah, summon it, priority, and just like, oh, well, I guess my game's over. Yeah, now we're still stuck in this awkward situation, and he's searching. Yeah, you need a Colossus to get Mirror. Yeah, I think you needed to put a Val. I can't remember if you put Valk on board.
I needed to put Trish on field.
Trish around.
But I didn't want to summon Trish just to get it popped by fucking Rage. But if I do summon it, you're going to use it, and then I could use my Grave effects.
Boys, I'm not going to lie to you. When your opponent tries to push for game and you rage them for 3, you know how that feeling when you chew 5 gum? It's like chewing the entire pack, honestly.
The card is scary.
It's like Fire League back in 2014. Against the clean matchup, activate Scout, everything's getting legged. All of it.
Klee's not a real deck, so.
As Jordan Lee can attest to that, it's 100% not a real deck. Least favorite deck of Duel and Alliance format.
Any deck that requires me to play Full House.
I hope he watches this video. Only person in our friend group other than Aldo who has a YCS top. He did it with Cliff Ward.
The disrespect.
If you think we're disrespectful, you should hear him.
No, it was just awkward because like you didn't have a card in hand.
It's what we call free real estate, boys. Free real estate.
I was just messing up all over.
Oh, but yeah, he had Gungnir here. And then here's where not having to use the Banelinks comes in. Because, yeah, I still take the 400 damage, but my boy stays. And then this is where Heat Leo gets to start putting things to 0 and start pushing it for damage.
I wish Gungnir said monster with a parentheses. That'd be great.
That'd be insane. Because back in the day, this deck just lost the cards like Dark Hole, Torrential, Raigeki.
Don't forget Anti-Spell.
Well, that's not really a board wipe, but I see where you're getting from.
I just remember the
Anti-Spell Travere.
I just remember watching the finals, nationals.
And then here's another cool interaction where you have with Salamangreats. Ash Blossom just so happens to be a 0 attack point fire monster. So that Trish is now sitting at 0 attack. We're getting in there. And then I have a Spinny. And then at this point, I'm just pushing for damage, but it's just not enough. Because I'm pretty sure you get, yeah, I can't remember if it was Manju or if it was Brett.
I think I topped a Ben 10, right?
No, this build doesn't have Ben 10 in it.
Oh, right.
I'm almost positive that card in hand's Manju, and this is where I start losing the game, because I didn't have a way to put Rage back in my hand, because the play I'd have done would have been Jaguar, put Sunlight Wolf, and then put Sunlight Wolf on the field, but I didn't have another one to go into to add the card back.
Yeah, now you have a card in your hand, because I don't think you can get rid of it. So that's all I see in my brain is like, I want to Trish him.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's on a hand trap at this point. He's getting in here, and this is where he's getting the searches, and this is where 2 Trish comes up, because you can freely banish that card.
You have to play 2 Trish. Like, Some people try to get by with one, but Unicorn's not at 3.
Yeah, this is back 2015 with 3 Unicorn. One Trish is fine, easy.
Fine.
You also had multiple Shrit, which that was amazing.
Yeah, and the targeting protection from Trish is very, very useful because Widow Anchor's a card.
Mm-hmm. That card. The game would honestly be even more enjoyable if there wasn't. Yeah, because there's the Mondry top decked for turn.
Ash Blossom.
Easy peasy.
Always have it.
Easy peasy, boys. Easy peasy.
And it's like, okay, well, I can cycle back Unicorn, and then what?
I mean, it's pretty good at this point because you clear this.
Yeah, but you're still 2,300. And your Baylink's like 2 more engrave, I think.
No, this spell only had 2. I wasn't playing 3. I should be. I'm playing 3 now. I don't know if I'm going to continue playing 3, but.
What else would you play?
I don't know. I've changed it up. My Escher deck honestly looks like a lot of the list that just topped over at Dusseldorf, but. I don't know. I'm still deciding on cards. I really like Transcode Talker, but I don't think it's worth playing right now.
Top deck prep.
Yep, there it is.
Pretty good card.
Because then I'm pretty sure what ends up happening here is you stick Unicorn and Trish on the field, and this is where I scoop up and go to game 3 knowing that I'm going first. But I'm also doing my combo like super hurried, so we have enough time to play.
Yeah. What's that, 11 minutes left right now?
Yeah, I think I wait till the 10-minute mark, and then that's where I go to game. That's where we scoop it up and go to game 3.
Doesn't help that I don't know what I'm doing, so I take like 40 seconds.
I've been playing this deck for like weeks and still doesn't know what he's doing, which makes it hilarious.
I'm always worried about just making the right play.
That's the thing.
And that's the thing.
With deck like yours, there's just so many strings of plays.
Yeah, you just got to commit to one, like figure out what you're trying to do and get there.
But it's also not like 2015, because I'm telling you, man, you're going to get stuck playing a mirror, and then they're just going to as a thought you can kill you. They're going to do everything correct, like they can distill 2015, clear the board, everything, can't get trished, easy. Your opponent's just going to be like, put 2 4s on the board, as a thought, kill them. Which I haven't seen that yet. That card's... Look, can we talk about how disrespectful as a thought is?
Yeah, as a thought's rude.
You just put it on the field and it says, hey, I'm here to kick it, but you can't kick it with me. You have to be on the other side of the club. And I'm just like...
I was playing against Doug. He was playing the Orcus deck. And the same situation that happened to me at Indy happened with him, where he's got as a thought combo set up. I got Brio in hand. So I Brio, change rank up spell, add Valk. And then I just Valk him in the battle phase, and he's like, okay, I guess that's a thing.
It's hilarious.
And it's like, okay, now you have like no resources at all, and I just have to trish you and just set up Unicorn.
Yeah, but your deck naturally deals with not Valkyries, but as a thought, whereas everyone else's deck, on the other hand, is at a very big disadvantage. But that's okay. I see a lot of people now, they're actually cutting the rank up magic, and they're starting to play Nightmare instead, the Evil Swarm Nightmare guy, because it's a makeable Book of Moon that doesn't lose to...
Is that one?
Technically doesn't lose to like quick effects, like Pranker Tops, and it doesn't lose to Twin Twister, because you can just Twin Twister in the standby phase to get rid of the rank up magic.
Is that dude once per turn? He's not, right?
No, you can use him
up
twice.
To as many materials you have. Yeah, scooped it up.
Scooping up knowing that I'm going first. Game 3 is actually really cool. That's why I think game 1 in Yu-Gi-Oh's the most important thing, because if you win game 1, it guarantees you get to go first game 3. If need be. And that, kids, is powerful.
Yeah, just going into game 2 knowing you can lose the match makes you not stress out as much. But if you lose game 1 and it's like round 6 at a regional, you're just like...
Just sitting there, just feeling defeated already.
Am I going to get food after this game, or am I still playing?
The dream, O2 drop, go get lunch.
I was 5-0 in a Rosemont, but my buddy was like X3, so I just left.
That's hilarious.
I don't like having people wait while I'm just sitting there.
It's alright. I was sitting there at Indy when I was playing Water, and everyone started 0-2 except me. I was 2-0, and they're like, oh, we'll leave in 2 rounds anyway because we'll drop 2. I ended up finishing at 8-0-1. They were all pissed. But I appreciate all of them because they stayed the entire match. Not match, the entire tournament.
They bring you food?
No, they 100% went and got food without me while I was still playing.
That's rude. I love when my buddy drops, but he's hanging out, and he'll go get food from, in Indy specifically, the food court across the Sky Bridge.
It's beautiful. But saying at this point, this was actually pretty cool because I opened Lady Debug. But it's also really scary because if you open Debug but no other extender, you 100% lose to one hand trap. It is the scariest feeling in the world. But we got lucky, boys. He had no hand trap. We were getting in there. But I'm also like trying to do my plays hurriedly too. Like, see where I'm sending the rage. I had the Sanctuary, and then I had Spinny in hand, and we're gonna go the regular Spinny. But I think what made this board particularly hard for John is I opened a level 4 extender.
Yeah. So
I could go into the Dweller.
Yeah, and like people that didn't play that format or aren't like they wouldn't make Dweller. Like when you look at the deck, it doesn't have that many grave effects, but the ones that it does have are extremely important.
Your mirror searching, Shrit,
Herald,
all the Heralds, Nist, and then was there anything? I don't think there was any other. But I mean, like they're
so important, especially Herald.
Cutting off a form of searching is always good.
Because like almost every combo string you do resolves Unicorn Kaleidoscope into the additional card that you need. So
that and Dweller, this format is really good because Dweller really, really shines in the Salamangreat mirror. Turns everything off. Turns off your Jaguars. Turns off Spinny. Turns off the Falcon when it goes to the graveyard. It also turns off Balinks because you can't banish it because it's still an effect that happens in the graveyard. Just ending on standard combo here at this point.
How's your deck deal with Necro Valley?
We cry. We cry repeatedly.
There's got to be some deck that can abuse that card because it's whatever.
And like I said, this is for fall. This is just really good. It's a free body. It's level 4. Triggers your cards. Like, it does everything you want in an extender. And I love the fact that it's searchable through a Salamangreat Circle, which lets you chain block a lot of cards, which is another interaction I learned the other day, too. And
yeah, that's really nice for not over-committing.
The cool thing is it reads that as an if effect, so that's why you're able to chain block everything, because your Gazelle, your Fall, all the cards meet the activation triggers at the same time. And like I said, this is the ending board where I think I have Rage. I don't remember if I have Roar or not, but what ends up happening after I do my combo, and this is what me and my buddy Aldo talk about a lot, you just do your Salamangreat combo, and then you pile the Desires for hand traps. Which I think the 2 cards, and this is super disrespectful and super sacky, but I 100% drew Ash Valor off that.
Yeah, and we got 2.5 minutes left, and I'm just like, I need to do a lot to get in any damage, and you just keep stopping everything I try to do.
Yeah, because I end with Rage, I have Dweller, like...
Yeah, because Rage can pop 2 monsters, so I have to establish at least 3 to get any damage in, but I have to do that without grave effects, and I'm just like...
The same. What we like to call is, as a good old Jeff Powers used to say, I opened optimally. But at this point, the real sad part about this ending of this match is the clock.
Yeah, because I'm trying to go as fast as I can, but 2 minutes to do all the searches, and like I don't even think I shuffle and cut. Because I'm just like, I need to get cards.
Yeah, because the cards, even at like your engine pieces, the problem here is you have to be able to summon a monster that's 1800 or bigger than 1800. And the problem is with that is you don't have a single normal summon in the deck that can do it. You have to ritual
I need
summon.
to establish 3 monsters of Unicorn or higher to deal any damage this turn.
Yep, and we'll have to find a better clock. Because I didn't realize how weak my phone clock was, but...
Let's get the one I was using last week.
Yeah, but at this point, there's
1 minute and 5 seconds left. So I attempt to use Brio to get the bounce to bait the Rage, but I just didn't have enough time.
Yeah, and then he tries using straight, but he forgets he's under Dweller at this point. And then this is where I flip Rage and clears 3 monsters. And what ends up happening... Not it's 3 monsters, but it's 2 monsters, because I forgot I only have a Link 2 on the field. But this is just where... he just doesn't have enough time to put another monster on board.
Yeah, I got 40 seconds. I mean, I have plays. That's not the problem. It just takes so long to resolve, you know, a deck that searches every card in the deck.
Every single card. But I mean, like, that's what makes your deck so good.
And I think I'm just struggling for a like another ritual spell. Yeah.
Yeah, because you open a bunch of incantations, and that's literally what costs you the game at that point.
Because I mean, my build, I'm not playing Celebration, so at most I could ritual summon 3 times in a turn, which that was an illegal play.
Yeah, we called it though. I'm saying, yeah, you just.
I mean, it's not an illegal play to summon it.
Yeah, end up running time. So the match unfortunately ends in a draw.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it was a good match.
Yeah, because I had Klaus, but I had no way to summon him.
Yeah,
that's damage right there.
But you got to see a lot of things the decks can do. But that was the end of the match. Hope you guys enjoyed. Always remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.